Save $1 on fresh ground hamburger, only $2.99 a pound. And imported broccoli crowns, just $2.99 per pound. Blue Diamond Almond Breeze Milk, $5.99 for select varieties of 64-ounce cartons. Save $2.16 on Schmidt Old Time Honey Wheat or Split Top Sliced Bread, $3.99 for a 20-ounce loaf. Arm & Hammer Laundry Detergent, $5.99 for select varieties of 50-ounce bottles. Visit our website at www.marketplace.bm for more super specials.
You can count on us.
You're watching Bermuda Tonight. It's Wednesday, May 1st. I'm Jasmine Patterson, and thanks for joining us. Health Minister Kim Wilson tonight moving to dispel claims that while there will be no increase to the premium for the mandated package of insurance, or to HIP or Future Care premiums in 2019, 93% of the premium standard rate will now flow to government as an indirect. According to Ms. Wilson, all funds will go directly into the healthcare system for patient care.
That's not exactly correct. The standard premium rate, which is the premium that is charged for the basic set of services that are required to be part of everyone's health insurance policy, is going to remain the same. So the rate that was set at last year, which I believe is $355.31, will remain the same. There will be no increase. And what that means is that there will be no increase to the premiums for HIP and Future Care. Everyone's insurance packet has to include the element of the standard health benefit, and that standard health benefit, as per law, is paid for by the standard premium rate. And the standard premium rate will not be increasing. The government has decided that we will keep the rate as it was previously. Part of the ability to do that is that we are moving towards a block funding for the hospital so that we'll be streamlining the way that the hospital services are funded. It'll make it for a more efficient method of funding the hospital, and it will continue to ensure that healthcare premiums are used only to pay for healthcare itself. So the good news to the consumer is that the standard premium rate will remain the same as it was last year. That is the premium that the government can set at law. It's set by the legislatures, and the government sets that, and the government has agreed that we will not be raising the standard premium rate.
Health Minister Kim Wilson. The outgoing mayor of St. George, Quinnell Francis, has thrown her support behind mayoral candidate George Dowling III. Tari Trott visited the Old Town to speak to Mr. Dowling, who currently sits as a councillor in the municipality, to learn more about him. Well, Mr. Dowling, whose family owns and operates the Dowling gas station and marina in St. George's, says he has the vision necessary to move the town forward.
You're running for mayor of the Old Town of St. George. What motivated you, first of all, to put your hat into the ring?
Well, as I was growing up, I was just thinking of ways to give back to the community, and this position became available due to the general election and selection of senators, appointment of senators. So it created a vacancy, so I just put my hat in the ring.
You know, we're talking about the future of the Old Town. What is your vision for the town of St. George? You know, where should St. George's be in, let's say, 5 years?
Well, the first thing that I want to tackle first is create a draft of a comprehensive town plan, and with that town plan it will illustrate benchmarks at 1 year, 5 year, and a 10-year post. And basically what we want to do is recreate and reinvigorate our living town, and that's what some of the key benchmarks that we want to hit at the 5 year and 10-year mark.
And you're running up against the former mayor, Kenneth Bascom, as you know, who was also an area MP. Any trepidations over that?
None whatsoever. I mean, Mr. Bascom, during his tenure as an MP and as a mayor, I'm sure he added some value to St. George's as a whole. But, you know, times evolve and so do people.
You must be thrilled that you have received the endorsement of the outgoing mayor, Quinnell Francis.
I'm actually exceptionally thrilled by Mayor Francis's endorsement. I'm also humbled by the support of the constituents of St. George's Town.
I take it you'll be busy in the coming weeks doing a lot of canvassing of the area?
Yes, I've been canvassing as best as I can. I'm not going to be able to reach everybody, but I'll call and I'm available if anybody needs any questions or queries answered.
A homeless man known to many by the name of Scientist has been remanded into custody on assault charges. Maya Palacio has the details from Magistrates Court.
This morning during plea court, 55-year-old Junior Maxwell Ming pleaded guilty to 2 charges of assault. Ming admitted to using abusive language toward a woman as well as kicking her car. Ming also pleaded guilty to unlawfully assaulting the woman on April 24th in Paget Parish. Defense lawyer Jonathan White argued that due to the mental state of the defendant, it would not be appropriate for the court to accept his guilty plea and urged the court to consider an assessment. Prosecutor Maria Sofianos argued for an objection to bail because the defendant is homeless and is unlikely to reappear in court. Magistrate Maxanne Anderson ordered that Ming be remanded into custody until his fitness to plea can be determined by the psychologist at Westgate. Ming is to appear back in court on May 9th. I'm Matt Palacio reporting for the Bermuda Broadcasting News.
And we'll have more news after this short break. Stay with us.
Every home tells a story. Your story is all yours.
Big kid, too cool. I make my own rules.
Wherever you live, whatever your style, express yourself.
My style says what's up. Don't wanna ever grow up.
So many styles to help tell your story and create your unique dream home.
We're gonna stand out. Break away from the crowd.
Start shopping for furniture at U.S. prices today. Lifestyle Furniture is Bermuda's newest furniture store and is proud to be the home of the #1 furniture company in the world, Ashley Furniture. Visit lifestylefurniture.bm or stop by our showrooms today. Lifestyle Furniture, this is home.
Surface Trends has been serving Bermuda for over 25 years, supplying and installing tile and natural stone. We have a large in-stock selection of beautiful porcelain wood planking, including our exclusive Bermuda cedar tile. You will also find Bermuda's best in-stock selection of countertops, including natural granites, exotic quartzites, and silestone engineered quartz in all the newest colors. Our team will be happy to help you. Stop by our showroom at 17 Serpentine Road or give us a call at 295-8005.
Well, thanks for staying with us. Dock workers at Stevedoring Services have received special commemoration today for the International Day of the Worker. CEO of the company, Warren Jones, explains the importance of remembering the people who lost their lives on the job.
May 1st is the International Day of the Worker, and we're celebrating our stevedores on this day. And we're also going to take the opportunity to mark the International Day commemorating dead and injured workers, which was on April the 28th. This is a great opportunity to celebrate our workers, but also to consider those who have been injured or, and worst case than that, who've been killed on the job. You may be aware that we recently purchased East End Asphalt, so we also, look at our workers there and include them in this commemoration. But stevedoring is one of the world's most dangerous professions, and protecting the lives and health of our workers is an everyday responsibility, and we take it seriously. The stevedore family will always remember the workers who have lost their lives while working in this industry in Bermuda. We know of 2, both injured either on or related to the job, and so to their families, certainly at this time we send out our condolences. But we're looking to recognize the work that is done by these gentlemen and ladies in the industry. On May 1st, at the Bermuda Industrial Union at 6:30 p.m., we're going to have a reception where we're going to unveil some portraits of our workers, and also we're going to screen a premiere of a short documentary where our staff talk about what they do and how they do it, and the pride they take in the job that they do. So this is a great opportunity for us to commemorate first our workers, to recognize and to give remembrance to those who have lost lives in this industry or have suffered injury, and then to let the public see behind the scenes and to hear from the workers themselves how they feel about what they do.
Meanwhile, the Bermuda Trade Union Council today held its annual International Workers' Day observances at Victoria Park in Hamilton this afternoon. There were few placards and no labor speeches or union advocacy, but as the occasion was turned into a tribute to Leroy Simmons, the deceased president of the Bermuda Entertainment Union. Jason Hayward, president of the Bermuda Public Services Union, described Mr. Simmons as more than just a musician, but also an active participant in labor matters as they affected not only members of the Bermuda Entertainers Union, but indeed all members of Bermuda's labor force.
The passing of Brother Simmons was a shock to us all. He was truly a shining star. Brother Leroy was a staunch trade unionist. He was a musician's musician. He believed that everyone could achieve and be allowed to achieve success. He sought to elevate individuals who was around him. When there was injustice, he fought to right the wrongs. As is the case with the removal of the dues that the visiting artists should pay. The traveling dues were removed by the previous government, and Brother Leroy fought hard so that those dues were restored by the present government.
And the remainder of the afternoon was spent with further tribute being paid to Mr. Simmons in spoken word, song, and dance. Well, introducing a living wage to Bermuda will be the focus of an upcoming town hall meeting. It's happening tomorrow evening at the St. George's Cricket Club, where the public is invited to a panel discussion on the pros and cons of a living wage.
Within that report, there were timelines and dates that would suggest that government should move to get things in place by those dates and timelines. It is a parliamentary report, and government is not bound by the dates nor the suggested rates that have been highlighted in the living wage report that was commissioned in Parliament. But I can say this, government is committed into looking at a living wage and how it will operate in Bermuda. We are responsible for ensuring that those who are operating very low on the totem pole have policies put in place that protect and ensure that they have a better living. And I understand that because of some of the, I would say, commercials that have gone out to the public domain to advertise the town halls that we are having, there has been some feedback, but I would invite everyone to come out to those meetings, the first one being held tomorrow at St. George's Cricket Club, because as a government, we have promised to consult and we are getting the conversation going.
That town hall meeting takes place tomorrow from 6:30 p.m. at the St. George's Cricket Club. Weather now, let's head over to the AccuWeather headquarters for the latest.
AccuWeather is presented by BF&M Insurance Group. We now go to AccuWeather headquarters.
We've had some great weather out there over the past few days, and it will continue to be really pleasant across Bermuda through the remainder of the work week. We're glad that you're tuned in here to ZBM. This AccuWeather forecast is brought to us by the BF&M Insurance Group, and you'll notice we are high and dry here. High pressure is over our heads, and that's preventing us from getting into any kind of weather trouble to the south and west. Here we have the Turks and Caicos Islands and also the Bahamas, and there's been this stubborn area of low pressure that's nearly stationary. This may strengthen a little bit, but it's going to stay far from us because we are well protected. Again, the radar upgrade project continues into the early part of the summer, so no true radar, but the satellite estimates of where rain would be occurring. It's a blank map. No showers within hundreds of miles. We are in good shape. Temperatures ranging from 73 to 74 degrees. A very light wind from the north because of that wind being so light. The waves are very small, nearly flat water on the inside of the reefs. On the outside, 1 to 3 foot waves, so we're in really good shape out there unless you're trying to sail anywhere. Not much wind to push you along, but otherwise boating weather is great. And upcoming tides, the tide is coming in, high tide at 7:20. Late night low tide, another high tide at 7:40 tomorrow morning, and we'll have a midday low tide at 1:49. So mainly clear, no trouble out there today. We're around 66 for your low, and we'll tack on about 9 or 10 degrees for tomorrow's high of 75. Mostly sunny and nice. Really great weather out there. You can see the overall area of clockwise flow generally surrounding the western Atlantic, and that's that high pressure system. We'll keep an eye on this disturbance as it kind of drifts to the north and west. Eventually, we're coming real close to the southeast coast of the United States, and there's a small chance that this actually could strengthen. We might potentially have our first named storm of the year. There's about a 1 in 5 chance of that actually happening with this setup, but it's something we're keeping an eye on, so we're at least mentioning this in a tropical development area here on the graphic, watching that area of low pressure near the Bahamas. Whether it does or does not actually form into some form of a tropical or subtropical depression remains to be seen, but we do expect it to stay generally west of us, and it'll pass to our north, so no imminent threats tied to that system. Pretty dry weather, nice weather down into Jamaica, Barbados, and into the Windward Islands as well. A little toasty into Trinidad. And for eastern North America, we're looking at a wet weather pattern, off and on showers into Toronto, New York City, and Boston. A little cool there in Boston, big temperature contrast. 85 in Atlanta, but only 48 there in Boston. And then into Miami, scattered thunderstorms. And to the east, we have London at 60 with some spring showers in early May. So great weather will hold on with that high pressure system still lingering for the next few days as that area of low pressure near the Bahamas drifts to our west. By Saturday, it'll be somewhere near the Georgia coast. Sunday, probably near the Carolina coast. And as it passes to our north, we may see a few showers tied to that into Monday. A little warmer, a little more humid by then as well. Back to you.
AccuWeather was presented by BF&M Insurance Group.
I was diagnosed with illness. Very frightening because my son had just turned 1 and it was the cancer. So I'm young, new baby, and I needed to get the care that I knew would be definitive so that I wanted to be around for him for a very long time. I got in contact with BF&M, and BF&M was able to commit at that time to doing at least 50%, so we were comfortable, okay, well, we're gonna go. We got off the plane, actually, the day of the procedure, and on my way to the limo, my case manager called and she says, Kiana, we got it, you're covered at 100%. And I cried all the way to the office because I was just so happy. The BF&M difference is that I really felt that the case manager really was concerned about my overall care, and because of that, I really appreciated them. I think that personal care, that willingness to listen, and then to work until they were able to get it so that I could get full coverage really made the difference for me.
This past weekend, during the MS Amlin World Triathlon, Stefan Couture's bike tire blew as he was pedaling with his daughter Chloe, who lives with cerebral palsy. But their spirits were high as they departed the island yesterday. Maya Palacio has the story.
Team Ladybugs were on their way to complete the MS Amlin World Triathlon, but an unfortunate accident stopped their race.
I made sure I had plenty of room and not in the way of other people's bikes and other people. And then there was a loud psh as my front tyre, I got a puncture. And sadly the bike slid from under me. I went to the left, and sadly then the chair went straight over onto the right. Chloe's strapped in, and to be honest, we've come off remarkably well.
Stefan now has a cracked rib and Chloe has scars on her face and cheek. But despite the fall, Chloe was ready to keep going.
All she wanted to do was, when we were trying to get her out, to get her back up right, was, Dad, I'd race, Dad, I'd race.
She wanted to race again?
She wanted to race.
The team are still set to race in another triathlon in 6 weeks. Stefan says the wounds will heal, but the repairs and damages on Chloe's bike will take more time and money.
Without the chair and without the bike, we can't compete. So we've got a lot of work when we get home. I'll be on the phones tomorrow first thing. Well, it depends from jet lag when we get home. Certainly Thursday morning I'll be on the phone ringing round to see what miracles we can pull off to try and get everything replaced in time.
And while working on their new wheels, Ladybugs is also trying to raise funds to get a race chair sent to Bermuda for disabled Bermudians to use and participate in races.
The chair that we're looking to get for the island would cope with that. You can put thin tyres for road racing on, you can put 2-inch knobbly tyres that would cope with the cross-country or a bit of roughness. So it'll be wonderful. Because you like it too, don't you? Thank you.
Okay.
To everyone on Bermuda. Blow a big kiss.
I'm Maya Palacio reporting for the Bermuda Broadcasting News.
Such an inspiring duo. Well, still to come, Earl Basin will have all the latest sports news in just a few minutes.
The Marketplace Food Court is you and your family's one-stop shop. Start your day at the Breakfast Bar with omelets made to order and traditional Bermuda codfish breakfast. The chefs will cook lunch and dinner to your liking. Along with the salad bar, sandwich bar, sushi bar, and fruit bar, the Marketplace Food Court is your kitchen away from home. Every day is hassle-free with nutritious meals from the Marketplace Food Court. Visit us 7 days a week. Homemade cooking, quality service, all at prices you can count on.
For 20 years, I was a teacher. I remember that when we drew rainbows in school, my first rainbow, I included black and brown. My students said, silver, those colors are not in a rainbow.
I was ready to go on a trip. All of a sudden, I got an earache, and that kept on increasing. I was getting headaches, and I couldn't walk. They took an MRI because they thought it was a tumor in my ear. Instead, there was a tumor in my head, and it was big. In the morning, I looked to my left side, and there was the river. And I said, what color is the water? I was in awe. I was looking at the different colors that I never saw.
This just in from Earl Basin on the Under-17 CONCACAF Championship match between Bermuda and Trinidad. Unfortunately, Bermuda went down 3-1 against Trinidad in their opening match. Bermuda was down 2-0 at the half, but they pulled a goal back in the 75th minute, and 5 minutes later had a chance to level the match, but a penalty was missed, and Trinidad scored their third goal at the stroke of full time. Of course, Earl will have a full report in subsequent sportscasts, but for now, here's the latest from the sports desk.
Bermuda's bocce players Steve Wilson and Umar Hayward began competing in the BizFed 2019 Montreal Bocce World Open. Hayward went down in his BC 1 Division match on Court 8 against Lance Siderman from Canada 6-4. Wilson went down in his BC 4 Division opener 10-2 to Aristide da Silva from Brazil. Shaquille O'Neal and his nationally ranked St. Augustine men's track and field teammates posted impressive finishes on the final day of the prestigious Penn Relays at Franklin Field in Philadelphia. Dill and his St. Augustine men's 4x400 meter relay team posted a time of 3:06.62. The only faster time nationally in Division 2 this season was a 3:05.61 ran by the same team during the Florida Relays. After 3 days of racing in the International One Design fleet, they have now completed 8 of their scheduled 10 races for the Varengen Gold Cup at this year's Bermuda International Invitational Sailing Race Week. The current provisional standings for the overall series has the defending champion, Peter Wickwire, in first place with 14 net points. Second place is Mark Windsor, who has 26 net points, and Patrick Cooper has 31 net points and is in third place. Meanwhile, the 69th competition for the King Edward VII Gold Cup Trophy, scheduled to take place May 6th through 11th, has now had the field completed with Bermudian Kelsey Dorham, the 2019 Bermuda Match Race National Champion, earning a spot. Dorham will race alongside Stephen Dickinson, Heath Fogo, and Campbell Duffy. Nathan Trott would have been delighted with his West Ham United under-23 teammates recording a final day victory against league winners Everton, but it was not enough throughout the campaign as they were relegated from the Premier League to Division 1 despite the 2-1 win. Marcelo Wainwright and his Toronto Arrows rugby teammates saved their most impressive performance of the 2019 Major League Rugby season for their most impressive match to date and did so against the defending league champions. The Arrows defeated Seattle Seawolves 29-7, pushing the Canadian club closer to the coveted top 4 position in the Major League Rugby standings. Salters Grammar School won the inaugural Bermuda School Sports Federation Senior School Girls Super 8 cricket tournament at the National Sports Center yesterday after easily defeating all opposition, including Barclay Green, by 43 runs in the final. Salters scored a daunting 96 runs in the final in their allotted 7 overs over the young Barclay side. In reply, Barclay's run rate was never high enough to challenge Salters' total and only managed 56 in their allotted overs. Salters defeated Barclay Gold in their semifinal, while Barclay Green defeated Cedarbridge Academy in the other semifinal. Whitney Institute won all 4 of their matches in winning the middle school girls title. Whitney defeated Sands Secondary Middle School in a low-scoring final. Whitney won the toss and sent Sands to bat. Sands would score 49 in their allotted overs. Whitney were held early in their overs by some tight economical bowling, but they managed to surge and break through. Whitney defeated Work Academy in their semifinal, while Sands defeated Delwood in the other. The 2019 Bermuda School Sports Federation Senior School Badminton Tournament was held at the Summersfield Academy. James Lockham from Work Academy defeated Summersfield Academy's Matthew Elliott 2-1 in an exciting under-16 final. Elliott won the first game 11-9 before Lockham would storm back to win the next 2 games 11-2, 11-6. Aaron Simmons from the Bermuda Christian Academy defended his over-16 title after defeating Scott Redmond from Work Academy in straight games 11-3, 11-4. Simmons defeated Tyler Hurdle from Salters 11-4 in the quarterfinals and Salters' Cameron Coffey in the semifinals. Redmond defeated Spencer Young from Salters 11-3 in their quarterfinals before defeating Ryan Lopes from MSA in the semifinal. I'm Earl Baisden with Bermuda Broadcasting Sports.
You can count on us.
Fresh Harvestland boneless chicken breast, $7.99 per pound for all varieties. Save $3 on juicy red ripe strawberries, $4.99 for a 1-pound package. Save $1 on fresh Portuguese rolls, $4.99 for a package of 6. A sweet treat, Magnum ice cream bars, $5.39 for a 3-pack. 20% off all varieties and sizes of Rachel Ray's pet food. Visit our website at www.marketplace.bm for more super specials.
You can count on us.
I was deserving of based on the fact that I had put in a number of years, as we all know, and I finished second in the race 8 times, and I had some trials and tribulations within the race itself, but enjoyed a very successful career, I would say, from a junior level right on through. It means everything because, like I said, I competed through a junior level, Carifta level, was successful, went to high school in the States where, I was the state champion of Andrew College, post-collegiate, I experienced a lot of success, on many levels. But however, in Bermuda, it's as a distance runner, this is the marquee event. So, to be able to put my name amongst, some of the other former, winners, it is a great feeling. Distance running and particular this race here, it's about preparation and it's about dedication. And I know this generation, I don't want to sound old, but I know this generation is looking for the immediate success. And in this event, in this discipline, it requires a lot of dedication.
I'm
Tony Waterman coming up on The Breakdown this week. Invest Bermuda. People say there's opportunity, but where? We'll look at infrastructure, pension funds, and talent.
There is money in Bermuda that will do things at a certain level, at a certain price.
Plus, special guest Sir John Swan gets blunt when it comes to immigration.
The average person wants to educate the kids, feed the families, have a halfway decent life, all of which has been deteriorating. And if we mean the fact that we're going to have to embrace foreigners, and white foreigners at that, so be it.
That's Thursday at 8 p.m. on ZBM TV 9.
And that's all from us this evening. I'm Jasmine Patterson. Good night.
Jasmine Patterson's wardrobe and makeup is provided by Gibbons Company.